You walk through the door after a long, exhausting day. Your dog rushes toward you, tail wagging frantically, eyes glowing with pure joy. You reach out and pat their head instinctively, then quickly grab your phone to check your messages. You think you've just shared a moment of love? No. In the silent world of a dog, at that very moment, you've just lost a small piece of the connection. We often believe that providing high-quality food, a soft bed, and expensive toys is enough to build a lasting relationship. But the grim reality is far different. A dog's trust isn't built on material things. It is forged through the microscopic interactions we unintentionally forget every single day. Have you ever noticed your dog suddenly flinch when you reach out to pet them? Or perhaps they've started choosing to lie in a corner of the room close enough to see you, but just far enough that you can't quite touch them. This isn't a coincidence. It is the silent cry of a soul slowly losing its anchor. Most of what quietly destroys the bond between you and your four-legged companion isn't overt abuse or neglect. It looks like a normal Tuesday. It hides behind forced hugs, rules that change unpredictably based on your mood, and most importantly, your own absence even while present. Today, Pet Decoder will break down the 7 most common mistakes that almost every dog owner makes at least once. There are things you are doing right now, without realizing you are teaching your dog one painful lesson. My human doesn't truly understand me. Let's stop and listen together, before the gap between you and your most loyal friend becomes an unbridgeable abyss. We often believe we are gifting our dogs with affection, but in their wordless world, your body language might be screaming the exact opposite. To heal the bond, we must first face the uncomfortable truth. Here are the first 4 mistakes quietly eroding the foundation of trust between you and your companion. The most common mistake begins with a simple hug. For humans, a hug is a sanctuary, but for a dog, having another being place their limbs or weight over their body is a primal signal of dominance and restraint. Have you noticed them licking their lips, yawning, or turning their gaze away when you pull them close? That is a whale eye, a silent plea saying, "Please, I feel trapped." When you ignore these subtle red flags, you aren't showing love. You are teaching them that their voice doesn't matter. A sharp, stinging shout, a physical swat, or shoving their nose into a mess on the floor. You might think you're teaching them a lesson, but you are actually sowing seeds of fear. Dogs learn through association. When pain or discomfort occurs, they don't always connect it to their past action. They connect it to your presence in that moment. The result isn't a good dog. It's a dog that lives on eggshells, fearful of the person who is supposed to be their protector. Rules that shift with your mood are a psychological burden. If you allow them on the sofa today because you're happy, but scold them tomorrow because you're wearing expensive clothes, you are creating a world of chaos. Dogs cannot grasp the concept of exceptions. A world without consistent boundaries is a world of constant low-level anxiety where they never truly know how to please you or feel safe. A 10-minute stroll around the block while you are glued to your smartphone is not exercise, it is a chore. A dog's nervous system is built to move, explore, and engage. When we shortcut their physical and mental needs, the pent-up energy turns into behavioral problems. What we often label as destruction or disobedience is actually a healthy dog in a body begging for a release that never comes. If the first 4 mistakes were about physical actions, these final 3 are about the invisible energy that defines your relationship. This is where most owners lose the trail, and where you can begin to lead your dog back to a place of absolute trust. We have been culturally trained to love the frenzied greeting, the jumping, the spinning, the uncontrollable energy when you walk through the door. It feels like the peak of their joy, doesn't it? But in the canine brain, extreme excitement is often a sign of dysregulation, not happiness. When a dog reaches that pitch, their thinking brain goes offline, and they are simply reacting to a spike in cortisol and adrenaline. By matching their high energy, you are reinforcing a state of stress. The most loving thing you can do is to be their calm. A dog that learns to find peace in your presence is a dog that truly trusts you to lead. Your dog is talking to you constantly. Not in words, but in a rich, precise language of calming signals. When they sniff the ground during a tense moment, or shake their body as if they just got wet, they are trying to de-escalate the situation. They are saying, "I'm overwhelmed. There are over 30 of these signals, yet most owners only recognize 2 or 3. When their attempts to communicate are consistently ignored, they eventually stop trying. They don't become fine, they become disconnected, living in a state of quiet defeat because they've learned that their voice doesn't reach you. This is the most subtle, yet perhaps the most damaging mistake of all: the lack of mental presence. You may be sitting on the floor with them, your hand may even be on their fur, but your mind is miles away worrying about bills, scrolling through social media, or replaying an argument from work. Dogs are masters of emotional resonance. They smell the distracted energy in your scent and see the vacant look in your eyes. To a dog, a human who is physically there but mentally absent is unpredictable and unsafe. They don't need your hours, they need your seconds of pure, undivided attention. When you look at them, truly look at them, the bond repairs itself in an instant. Does any of this sound familiar? Perhaps you've realized that the distance between you and your dog isn't made of miles, but of these small, missed moments. If this resonates with you, stay with us. In the next part, we will move from understanding these mistakes to the specific, life-changing shifts you can make today to become the person your dog always believed you were. Before we move forward to the solutions, let us pause for a moment of radical honesty. We often think that if our dog isn't growling, biting, or running away, then everything is fine. But there is a state of existence far more tragic than rebellion. It is learned helplessness. When a dog's boundaries are repeatedly crossed by forced hugs, when their environment is unpredictable due to shifting rules, and when their silent pleas for space are met with a glowing phone screen instead of an empathetic eye, they eventually give up. They don't become well-behaved. They become extinguished. This is the silent cost of the 7 mistakes we've discussed. It is a dog that lies in its bed, eyes following you around the room, but no longer bothering to get up. It's a dog that performs a sit or a stay with a heavy tail and a lowered head, not out of a desire to partner with you, but out of a weary obligation to avoid conflict. They are physically there, but the spark that makes them your dog, that vibrant, curious, and joyful soul, has retreated deep inside. If you feel a sting of guilt hearing this, hold on to that feeling. Don't push it away. That guilt is the part of you that still deeply loves them, the part that knows you were meant for more than just ownership. It is the signal that the bond is still alive, even if it's frayed. The tragedy of the human-canine bond is that our dogs will never hold a grudge. They will continue to offer their loyalty even when we are undeserving. They don't need an apology in words. They need an apology in action. They are waiting for the version of you that is ready to listen. They are waiting for the moment you decide to stop being a boss and start being a sanctuary. Recognizing these 7 mistakes is the first step, but to truly heal the rift, we must shift our entire perspective. We often see ourselves as owners or masters, terms that imply control and possession. But a dog's trust isn't something to be owned. It is a living, breathing ecosystem that requires a different kind of leadership, the leadership of presence. In the world of Pet Decoder, we believe your dog is more than just a pet. They are a sacred mirror. They don't react to who you pretend to be. They react to who you actually are in this very second. If you are anxious, they become restless. If you are distracted, they become disconnected. When you stop seeing their bad behaviors as problems to be fixed and start seeing them as feedback on your own internal state, everything changes. Your dog isn't acting out. They are simply reflecting the turbulence you've brought into the home. Repairing a broken bond doesn't require a grand gesture or an expensive training retreat. It happens in the micro moments. It's the choice to put your phone in your pocket and spend 3 minutes of pure, focused eye contact. It's the decision to wait for a calm state of mind before you offer a treat. It's the strength to stay silent and patient when they are sniffing a blade of grass instead of tugging the leash because you're in a hurry. These small victories of patience are the currency of trust. You are telling them, I see you. I hear you. You are safe with me. There is an old saying, be the person your dog thinks you are. To a dog, you are a deity, a protector, and a source of all good things. They start with a baseline of 100% trust. When we stumble into the 7 mistakes we've discussed, we chip away at that image. But the beauty of the canine soul is its infinite capacity for forgiveness. The moment you shift from controlling to connecting, The moment you replace shouting with observing, the bridge begins to rebuild itself. This isn't just about dog training. This is about self-training. It's about becoming more observant, more patient, and more present, not just for your dog, but for yourself. When you heal the relationship with your dog, you often find you've healed a part of your own soul that had forgotten how to simply be. Trust is not a destination. It is a continuous, living practice. The 7 mistakes we've explored today are human errors, born from a lack of understanding, not a lack of love. But now that you've seen the world through your dog's eyes, you can no longer go back to the way things were. You have been given the decoder to their silent language, and with that knowledge comes a profound responsibility. I want to challenge you today. For the next 24 hours, don't focus on training your dog. Instead, focus on observing them. Put your phone in another room when you are together. Look for the subtle lick of the lips, the soft yawn, the way they lean into your touch or away from it. When you walk through that door tonight, don't match their frenzied energy with your own. Instead, be the calm center of their world. Watch how their eyes change when they realize you are finally, truly listening. The bond you share with your dog is one of the oldest partnerships in human history. Tens of thousands of years of evolution have wired them to want to trust you. That trust is their default setting. Our mistakes are merely the static on the line. Today is the day you clear that static. Today is the day you stop being an owner and start being a partner. You have the power to rewrite the story of your relationship, starting with the very next time your dog looks at you. Which of these 7 mistakes hit you the hardest? Was it the hollow walk, or perhaps the ghost in the room? Be honest with yourself and share your story in the comments below. We are a community of learners, and your vulnerability might be the exact insight another owner needs to hear today. If this video opened your eyes to a deeper connection, hit the like button and subscribe to Pet Decoder. We are here to help you bridge the gap between human logic and canine soul. Share this video with one person you know who loves their dog but might be struggling to understand them. Let's build a world where every dog feels truly seen, heard, and safe. Your dog has been waiting for this conversation since the day they came home. The wait is over. Go and be present with them.